here's the high-speed machine in the garage. I got the back box up, and this thing came in with broken glass. So that's going to be the first order of business, is to clean the glass up everywhere inside here. This playfield looks really beat, and the fellow that brought it in was wondering if it can be fixed, and I'm not sure. I guess you could probably go over this with some paint and touch it up, and I don't think the graphics are too spectacular, but it might be kind of difficult. This looks like it was silk screened originally or something, but I don't know. I think the best bet would be to find a remanufacturer of this playfield, if that's even possible. And looking up in the back box, the main board's out. You can see the catastrophic failure on that tip 122. It looks like it kind of melted, so I think the first order of business is to find out what that transistor was driving and make sure there's nothing shorted out. Meanwhile, I'm going to go through this power supply board and make sure that all the voltages on it are correct. So I'm thinking I'll just start off with the 5 volt and 12 volt, and I guess there's a plus and minus 110 that comes off of this board as well. So that's going to be the first order of business. Oh, that's great. There's missing or loose wires off of some of this stuff. So anyway, and also the coin box came with a bunch of solenoids. So I don't know if these are burnt up that the Southern Music guy replaced or not. It looks kind of sketchy. And yeah, the tilt bob's in there too. That's weird. Anyway, more to come. Here's the translate out of this machine. Doesn't look like it's in ideal shape, but I don't think it's super bad either. Okay, maybe take that back. Looks like there's been some amateurish repair on this. I actually thought that was supposed to be smoke from the car or something when I was in the garage, but I guess not. Anyway. All right, here's the high-speed machine. I've just finished vacuuming out most of the glass. It was everywhere. These folks are going to probably be finding glass for years to come, I think, because it's in kind of every little nook and cranny. There's a bunch in the speaker. Also found this pack of fuses inside the speaker, which is kind of odd, but has all the original manuals and some lights, it looks like. Machine is surprisingly clean for how beat up it is. I guess I'm used to, operator run machines where they were in smoky pool halls or something, but you know, it's not bad. Like my truck stop machine had grime all over everywhere in here, like way worse than this machine. But for as clean as it is, it's still pretty beat. And also the apron is loose. There's a bunch of stuff that needs to be done. There's chipped plastics. I'm sure this will be a fun machine once I get it going though. There's still tons of glass back in here, even after I vacuumed. Flipped the playfield up and back down again, and it just fell out from somewhere. So yeah, it's going to be an ongoing problem. There's glass in the saucer. Anyway, time to press on. All right, it's time to test the power supplies out. It's cool when I turn this on, the GIs come on, so I guess that's a good sign. I think the GIs are basically just 6.3 volts, usually right from the transformer, and they're AC, so that's good. These machines are interesting. It's way, I like it better than my truck stop for sure, where they didn't even have lights in the back box. There was just a giant bulb. Shows how Baldy cost reduced the crap out of stuff. But anyway, here we go. Hopefully there's a next video and I'm not lying on the floor electrocuted. All right, I just tested the power supply and it looks good for the most part. I first checked out the test points as plus and minus 12, and they were reading a little over, like 13, plus 13 and a half and minus 14, which is fine. The 5 volts was reading 4.98 or something. It's close enough. That's the only one that actually needs to be sort of within spec. There was plus 104 and minus 105 volts for the vacuum fluorescent displays, and the only thing it didn't measure out correctly was down here, the plus 34 volts for it's a solenoid power, I guess. And I didn't check the flippers because that's not probably going to be a problem. They're on their own separate supply. There's no logic involved in the flippers on these games. So at this point, I guess, you know, it just needs this fuse put in, which is going to probably power up the solenoids. This thing's been disconnected. I don't know if that's on purpose. Maybe somebody didn't like the loud bang. I don't know. But anyway, I think the next step is going to be to go back to the main CPU board and fire it up. I might just do that on the bench. I'll see how tough that is to actually get power to it and see if it comes to life. All right, here we are with the board on the bench. I took out U27 and bent the ground pin straight and put it back in the socket, and it's not going to handle bending anymore. I put a bit of solder on it just to strengthen it up a little bit. I don't know if you can see it here. Where are we? And anyway, I measured the continuity between the top of the pin and the ground, and it's at least connected now, so that's good. So here we've got the power connector. We've got the 3 pins on the left are ground. The next 3 are plus 5. The white jumper is minus 12 and the yellow is plus 12. I'm not sure those are actually needed at this point in the test, but I've got them hooked up anyway. Here's how I've got this ATX supply bodged in. So it's a bit of a dog's breakfast here, but none of the leads are touching. So I'm gonna turn this on, do this live so we catch the magic smoke coming out on video. If all goes well, this 7-segment LED should say 0. I don't expect it to though, because there's no batteries in this thing, and the battery-backed static RAM might have the wrong value, so I'm not sure what's going to happen, but let's try this. Okay, that looks like a 0. That means this board's good. So, woohoo! So, I can probably do a couple more tests on the bench. I think I can probably manage to test the light matrix and also the solenoid drivers with a bit of work. So I'll come up with some adapter boards, and that's going to be next on the agenda.